Hello, good night, good morning over there in Vancouver, in Canada. My name is Juan Bautista Propato. I'm currently working for Football West in beautiful Western Australia. Before I was over 10 years in New Zealand, in Germany, Belgium, Cuba, Argentina. But today we have the privilege to talk, know a little about my friend, Pedro Diaz. How are you, my friend? Tudo bem?
All good, Juan. It's a pleasure to be here with you and have this opportunity to share my story with all our viewers.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's over there a little cold, look like. I guess it's 2 degrees
Well,
or 3 degrees.
Yeah, it's 2 degrees. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. And it's a beautiful morning, I have to admit. Like no wind. And it's just very quiet. It's amazing. I love Canada as well.
Yeah, Pedro, okay, we're going to talk about that, but I met Pedro in New Zealand. So tell me a little about yourself.
Okay, well, it's a long story which I can put in a 1 minute. I grew up in Lisbon, in Portugal. I'm Portuguese, and my life always was soccer, playing football. Started in the streets, played local clubs. Then I was fortunate to be chosen to play in Sporting Lisbon, and I made my debut as a professional. And then Sporting loaned me to small clubs around, and I was okay player. And I played as a professional 13 years of my life. So it was positive in that period. Back then, the most important thing I gained, it was the experience, friends, and the knowledge of the game, and the tools to live in whatever situation. Because the money, it wasn't as much back then at my level, but I was happy, and I was very fortunate to have that opportunity. So I was a player. I have some fun, lots of fun. And in Madeira Island, I was when I play, I met the mother of my son, which I'm very happy and pleased with that. And then it was soccer brings me to Canada, and then my life changed again. And now I'm a father of 2 young girls as well. So in totally we are 4, my family, and we are based in Toronto. I'm 46, and soccer is being my life. And as I mentioned to you, I was fortunate enough to have opportunities all over the world. That's where I met you in New Zealand, which makes me also very, very happy and pleased. About myself, it's in a 1 minute explanation.
You did really well. I think it was over 1 minute, but no, it's good. So how was that experience playing in a professional club in Portugal?
Well, it was fantastic, right? I was fortunate, as I mentioned, to play in Sporting. I play with Figo, Peixe, Porfírio, Andrade, all big names. Then they play for the national team. So I was touched by them for their quality. And then the standards, they were amazing. Like Costinha, when I play with Costinha, for example, then he played for Porto, played for Monaco, Athletic Madrid, Team Portugal. His ethical, his work ethic, it was unbelievable. So it was amazing, like fantastic being witness their work ethic, their mentality. And I try my best, I try my hardest to be like them. And I was happy. It was great. Like I learned a lot. I traveled. I met friends. I developed my knowledge. I started doing my coaching courses. It opened me my perspective, my awareness of the world and of the life. I usually mention soccer. For me, it was my school of life. So I did my 12th degree. I should continue. I should went to the university. I regret today. So for all of the ones that are watching me, please, kids, go study. Please let them go. And I was professional already with 18. I just want to play. And I tell my parents, no, university, no. Big mistake. Big mistake. So, but you know what? I develop other tools, other capacities, and I'm here. And I work for the big club. I was chosen. So that makes me happy and proud as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, myself, I'm a professor of physical education, and I have a master degree high performance sports. I studied 7 years, but like you, football was all in my life. My father said, "Oh, you should go here and there," so it was all about football. But it is good to have the backup plan, like I do.
Absolutely.
And even in New Zealand, to get my New Zealand citizenship was not so much football; it was the degrees that gave me whatever 220 points. So that really paid on my way because with the work plus skill, whatever, was like 130, 40. And with a university degree, you are ahead of everyone else. So it is a really good advice for those young people, players, female or males, to go to the university, do the degrees. What's happening if everyone wants to work in football, especially the football nation like Portugal, Argentina, but you need to have a backup plan, isn't it? So then you start coaching. How was your first step coaching?
Okay, so I'm going to do the bridge with the coaching. So playing at the highest level gives me all of that, but gives me also the opportunity to know the dark side of our job. So having playing for clubs with problems, financial problems, and a couple of months without receiving, and I had one first ACL operation on my right knee, and then after a year I have my second one. So after that 2 operations or 2 surgeries, my career, it wasn't the same.
How old you were there when you had the first operation?
26. And then the other one, I was 27. I still play more 4-5 years. I did 5 seasons more because I was stubborn and I want to play, but I wasn't the same player. Do many situations, do many circumstances. So I wasn't the same. My recovery, it wasn't always, I met great people, which until today I'm friends and I'm grateful, but it was the time, always pressure to play. You need to recover and go, So nowadays it's a way bigger awareness for the well-being of the player. Back then, we were just a number. We just, go, play, be quiet. If you don't play, we don't pay you. Or if you don't play, we don't renew the contract. So you need to be on. So that's what's pretty much the pressure I have on top of me. So that makes me believe my career, it wasn't the longer more. So I start doing my first coaching course and then to have a backup plan. So that's when I have the first coaching course. I become a coffee owner.
What do you remember about that first course you did? What do you remember when you went to that course? How was your feeling? How was the course? How were the expectations before and after?
It was amazing. Like, wow. Like, makes me think how I was as a player. And how I make my coaches feel sometimes, or the way I make, wow, I understand better now. Because back then, I think now our generation, we are way better prepared than 20, 30 years ago. We are more prepared. We have more tools. We have more awareness, more respect, like for the environment, all these situations, the bullying things, the respect for our body, the knowledge of the game. So back then we do the things because the coach do it, be quiet, just go. So now we explain, and now players ask questions to us, right? So we need to be able to answer. When I did the first course, it was 16 years ago. You know what? It was, wow, this is great. Like I enjoyed this. So then I continue. I did many courses, like course this, course that, but all of that makes me a better person, definitely. A more capable coach, definitely. And here I'm with you, I'm learning. So I don't know everything.
Yeah, no, that's true, isn't it? We are always learning, and now with so many courses online. And I was just talking to a friend, Andy, from our river, and we were listening to a podcast in the USA, and then he was like, "Oh, I really like this point and this point," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I like that point," and then 2 hours there were 1 or 2 points we learned, and we need to do that more often. And they talk about other things that sometimes we do, but we say, no, we need to do that. And then we just sharing that information straight away and the knowledge and see what you think and what I think. I took notes, and then as soon as we are playing again, hopefully soon, we will have that kind of knowledge or reinforce of what you are doing, that you're on the right track.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So then I become a coffee shop owner for the following 3 years. So I have a course. I'm a coffee shop owner, and I was still a professional soccer player. So it was a busy times in my life, but I love it. It was great.
And then after the coffee shop and then playing, then you didn't play anymore, and then you went into full-time coaching.
No. So I become a sports director. I manage a team. So my last year, the club I was playing asked me to be the manager. So I hired the players. The coach was hired by me as well. So we have a friendship, and we were friends. I still impose myself as a player. So I need to play, and you just put me if you need me. I play a couple of games, not as much. It was just my year for mentally to be prepared to leave. So works very well for me. I hire my teammates, I pay, and then I work with the coach, and I was a player. It was a weird situation, weird setup, but works well. And in the end of that season, okay, I'm done. Now I'm just a sports director. Yeah, so I did that for a couple of months more, and then the president of that club, he resigns. Because I was the man of the president, I resigned with him as well.
In Portugal.
So I'm a man of my word. So I leave, and then I spent 6 months without a job because the season already starts, and I was in the market. I was living in Madeira Island, and back then all the clubs have their own positions fulfilled already. So then I started studying. I went to the school language to improve my English, French, and I did fitness in the morning. I was putting my kid to the school, and I started looking for other options. So then that's when I start being a coach for the Nacional, where Ronaldo starts. Nacional de Madeira. So that's when I start having my first team and my first experience as a coach with the U10s.
And you took Karori, one of the Karori junior teams over there, isn't it? Last year or the year before?
Okay, so that is, it was the idea. We were set up on that, but then unfortunately the things doesn't work out. Yeah, but that's the club.
That's a club.
That's the club. After that, in 2007, I received an invitation to come to Toronto and to take over an academy school from Benfica. And that's when I landed in Toronto without knowing no one. I come, my personal life changed, and my son and my ex-wife stays in Madeira Island, and then I land in Madeira in Toronto. It was great. It was I did 1 month with Benfica, which it was amazing. Very happy, very pleased, very grateful the way they helped me and teach me the game and the way. Benfica has a one gentleman, fantastic, Professor Antonio Fonte. It's very well known. It's a great mentor. Was a great mentor. So then I opened the academy here, and with my friends have another academy, Newark, New Jersey, which after a year in Canada, I moved to New Jersey, United States. It was great, fantastic. I met great people. One of them, Juan, it was Juan Cruz Real. I'm not sure if this name gives you a ring. Juan Cruz, it was a coach here, a technical director, and it was an AFA instructor. So I'm a professional coach by AFA from Argentina as well, which is I was very pleased. So I did the course, online course, and then we were like the Juan did the test and did everything here. So AFA provide me a certificate and provide me everything. I'm a AFA from Argentina coach,
well done.
which is it was a great accomplishment. Well, I was in US, and then I returned to Canada, and then I started working in a community club here, develop my network, my contacts, offer me to go and run sessions here and there. So then I become a district coach. I work for the district here. I select players, and then I felt I need more. So then I went back to Portugal, and I did my UFB course, and I did a sports management course as well. When I go back, when I'm in this process to go back, Marítimo invite me to work in Marítimo. It was nowadays he's the assistant coach of Leonardo Jardim, so he's still in Monaco, living in Monaco. Professor Nelson Caldeira invite me to work in Marítimo. So the idea was to work with him and then grow all the Marítimo as a youth technical director job. But after 2 weeks I get there, the coach from Marítimo A was sacked. Pedro Martins, which today is the Olympiacos coach, which I was working with. Pedro take over the A team, and Nelson, the person who invited me, become his assistant. So I become by myself the youth technical director of Marítimo Club.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big step. It was amazing. 900 players, futsal, female soccer, youth, many teams. It was amazing. So I did my UFB, I did my courses. And back then, Sporting from Lisbon and Sporting from Toronto, they start bugging me. Oh, you should return to Toronto. We're going to open the first academy. You will be the right person to lead that project. And I accept. So I accept, and then after the next 7 years, from 2011 to 2018, I become the first technical director of this sporting academy outside of Portugal. Huge success. After that, I went personally to help other academies, and we were like the model to open more academies. So it was a great learning process. I met great people in sporting. As a sporting former player, today I can tell you I love sporting, and they bring me so much professional joy. And I met such a great people. Pedro Morgado, Rui Reis, Nuno Figueiredo, André Lourenço, all people helped me to develop my skill set, my tools as a coach and as a technical director. So sporting, it was a huge success. So we did a Sporting FC Foundation. We help kids. We start with 3 teams. When I leave in 2018, we have 11 teams. Develop coaches, develop parents as managers, develop players, develop all the community. It was an unbelievable job. So I'm very pleased and very happy with one gentleman have that vision to build this franchisee, because he works as a franchisee, and choose me as a technical director. My respect to Mr. Augusto Pires, which it was the gentleman have this dream, and he chose me to take over.
Okay,
After a couple of years, it was amazing. After a couple of years, New Zealand came into my life. So it was a dream from my life, or for my wife and my family, to have this experience abroad. New Zealand, amazing country, great people. And I applied for that job, and I was fortunate to be chosen for the Karori, a job you also had in the past. Nowadays, well, I can tell you, I miss Karori. I miss Waterside Karori. I miss Wellington. I miss New Zealand very much. But you know what? It's life.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm Argentinian, Italian, Kiwi, so New Zealand is a great place and lovely people. So yeah, it's difficult. I know what you mean. My wife, if it was for my wife, if we were allowed to fly back, we would be on the first flight back to New Zealand.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'm in 2018, but in 2011, Juan, let me tell you, I went to Perth and I worked 1 week in the university with the Football Tech Academy. Back then, they were in business, and I did a 1 week camp as a sporting camp, and it worked. It was amazing. So I still have friends in Perth, and I was very, very, very like, wow, what a beautiful city. Perth, Fremantle, all the surroundings, the parks, all the fields, unbelievable, amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, it is beautiful. I'm even further south, and it's even more beautiful past than the south.
I believe you. I believe you.
So, what do you think about? You need to say 3 learnings from the beginning when you start coaching to now. What are those 3 things that now, when you're coaching, you think you make a big difference on the kids?
Okay, so 3 things. First, I growing up as a player, and then coming, for example, to Canada, to a different environment, and being Portuguese and this pride we carried, I remember. So when I land here, everything was different, and the things I was experiencing in the past, I want to implement here. So I learned on the hardest way to be flexible. So as a coach, I need to be flexible. The things I learned and the things I was experiencing in Portugal doesn't work here in Canada. So flexibility as a coach and as a person, it was a long way, I have to admit. It wasn't like this. So one thing, then I did all of that, and then the adjustment to be flexible to our reality and to our conditions, because we don't have the resources. And then soccer in Canada or football, it was nothing like now, but nothing like in Portugal or Argentina, the way we know football. So in that way, I need to be flexible. Saying this, and after a couple of years here in Canada, moving to New Zealand. So in my head, okay, this is Canada, New Zealand, the same. Wrong. The mindset, the setup in New Zealand is different than in Canada. The soccer, the idea is totally different. The way people think in New Zealand, it's different than our mindset. So again, I learn and to be open-minded. So flexibility, be flexible, being open-minded. So after a year in New Zealand, I learned. So for me, moving to New Zealand as a person, I was blessed, because in the beginning it was a shock, cultural shock, and then I understand the reasons. I understand. So it was like a like a process. So being open-minded and receive that learning. And then I come to Canada. So coming back to Canada, give me the words I want to say is being humble. Being humble, and I think I was humble. I think but maybe in my way of be and think, we know, like, or we think we know it all. And in this process, being humble and grateful for everything we experience, and even the bad things, even the problems, even the adversities. So being humble, because I come back to Canada and the Whitecaps receive me. So today I'm a Whitecaps coach, very happy and very proud. But they put me in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is a province in the middle of Canada. So currently I'm the head coach of the Academy Center in Saskatchewan. And meeting that people give me a sense of grateful, like how grateful they are to have a person coming from Portugal, Canada, New Zealand, coming to Saskatoon, and seeing all that people looking at me, oh, thank you so much for coming or to doing this. And being humble as a coach, it's a great, you don't need to be the best coach, but you need to be the good person.
Yeah, of course.
And if you are a good person, all the kids, all the parents, all the soccer community will see that, will know that. So beside all the learnings you have, the tactics, how you can play, how you put the feet, how you develop your relationship with what you're going to teach and develop it, and we can talk about that. I think overall, being a good person, it's a good the instinct. So that's what I learned with this my life, and that's what I try to pass to my kids. Like being humble, being flexible, listen people, understand, being open-minded. Uh, I think it was what I learned the most so far. So far.
And so far, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I never met Marcelo Bielsa, but all the players and coaches, Guardiola, Pochettino, they've been with him. Everyone say, they don't say he's a great coach. They say he's a great person. They say that whatever he says he will do it, he will do it. And like you say, you know, when the president was gone in Leeds, when he went to France, he left. He went to Chile, was doing really well. The president gone, left. So he's a humble, honest person, honest to the players. So every player, maybe some players don't really like him, but they still say he's a great person. It's
Yeah.
something that you cannot get or whatever a course. It's just a skill you have as a person that is so important, because even today with whatever, with social media, whatever, you ask someone, oh, what do you think about this guy? Whatever. He's a great person. Say, okay, good. Let's do whatever I do it, you know, because that's what. And if they think, yeah, like, you're not sure, that's it, you know, because if it is a good person, you would say, oh yeah, I know this guy. He's a good person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you structure your session from when you started to now? What are the things you change? Because probably most of the people know what they do with the session, but what are the things that in your structure of your session, the way you run it, from the beginning to now, you say, no, I really changed this for this reason, and I can see the players are like getting much better.
Okay, so first we need to see where we are and which environment are we the coach. It's a U8 team, or it's a U10 group. It's a team. It's an academy. So having that sense, then we structure a program, develop plan, a program. And even if we have a program for, imagine like in Saskatchewan, we work with the groups. So the kids play for teams, local teams, and they come 1, 2, or 3 times a week practicing with us. So that is one program. And we have also a team, a U17 team, which is a different program. They practice with us 3 times a week, and we have games. So it's a different setup. So basically, we develop the program with the fundamentals. So the fundamentals first, and we develop the structure of the year, like what we need to do first. So first could be the dribbling skills, and then we break that dribbling. What we mean by dribbling, which actions are in dribbling. So, and if in the past, the way I learned, it was making that thing separately. So nowadays, in the last couple of years, until March 12th, and we can talk about that, it was games, mini games, always playing the game and develop the dribbling skills or the passing skills or the shooting skills. So it was like that. So we develop, if you ask me, like the warm up, main activity, and then tactical situation, and then we have a game which is a discovery game. So that's another part, and then we usually finish with a game. And the game could be a 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 6v6, 5v5, depends of the group, depends of the level, and where we are at with the season or the program. So we develop in 4 stages, the practice. Now, and that's a interesting thing, with this home play, with this everybody's home, the social distancing, we are going back to the way we grow up, which is a player and the ball and repeat. Do it. So, because we can play games, right? So it's interesting fact now. So we are going back to what we were. It's interesting. I believe on the repetition. I believe it, but I also believe it on the games. So I think a mix. Maybe doing the repetition in the warm up could be a good thing, and then we go for the games to teach the game. That's an idea.
Yeah, sometimes we give it as a homework, the repetition to the kids, especially when you only have 1 hour, 1 hour and 10 minutes. If the kids were early, yes, I encourage to practice something new, or a rondo, passing the ball, and different activities. I guess in Portugal, Argentina, you kick the ball all day around, so that's it. That's the game that you want to play football. So you just, I used to kick anything. And my mom, why are you kicking the rocks? And why are you kicking this? And or something, you should kick it all the time, practice. So all that unopposed happen all the time. And then if you go to a non-football nation where it's a formal practice, like, we have it before all this craziness, then the kids will not practice at home in isolation, the technique, and then we don't have many technicians in Australia and New Zealand and Canada because the kids don't play no football. So it would be nice to see how our players in general everywhere technically will improve, and even talking to coaches, all like, well, we are not that old, but best players last, they were like, oh, I think I'm going to come back with a great touch, because like you with your little girls kicking the ball and practice all the time, which has practicing all the time and getting those touches back.
Will be interesting to see how we come out from this. We will see.
So you talk about coaches that you remember when you play, but what is the one coach that you think is your mentor or have the biggest influence in you, and why?
So, well, that's a very good question. To mention one, and I have a couple, and it's hard to just mention one, but I'm going to tell you the one makes the difference in my life. His name is Rui Mancio. Today is a FIFA instructor, he's a UEFA instructor, so he delivers the courses, and he's working in Madeira Island, where he's from. He hired me from a small club, still in Sporting, and then Sporting loaned me to another team where he was a coach. So he was the first guy to teach me the basics tactically. and he believed in me, and then he teach me the runs and teach me because until there we just play the game to play the game. Like we do the things without thinking. But
Yeah, we shall play. Yeah.
he picked me, and then why we do this? Why? So it was the first guy explained to me like that, and it changed my life. And then I went with him again, and then even today I talk with him and I ask ideas, and I ask some advices. So his name is Rui Mancio. It changed my life. It changed my game in a very positive way.
I see. We all have probably one coach, and then we could think about 2, 3, 4, even 5. In different stages of our coaching career, they did something, and then we like, maybe I need to do this in another way. And
Yeah,
then, like you say, we are always learning. That's a great example for people that just start coaching. Well, we've been coaching for more than 20 years, and we every day almost learning something new or refreshing our mind. So I guess that's the way to go, isn't it? To always, like you said before, that open-minded, be humble. That, I know this much, but football is that much, and then sharing ideas and watching videos and all these things.
absolutely. Yeah.
So it is a discussion these days about modern football. So the discussion is about running and the technicians. And how do you see that tendency or problem everywhere around the world, that there are less technicians and there are more almost like, athletic guys, and they are, like recently, although it didn't happen, one of the sprinters, Paul, came to Australia to play football because he was quick, but
Yeah.
he couldn't really do it because he didn't have the coordination. But you see more and more training, and then more in Europe, the physicality and the fitness level is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But also you see less, Rui Figo, Maradona, Pelé, Garrincha, all these players. We see less because they are asking more for running. Where you ask more for running, that's what you get.
So I think you already touched the point today, because back then, like the players you just mentioned, we were a street soccer thing. So we were able to play and to play the game more technically. It was a lower pace, so it was for that Maradona, the best player I saw playing in my life, unbelievable, right? Nowadays, the kids are being taught to be athletes right away from 13, 14. They start doing fitness programs. They are in gyms, develop their core, their speed, that's fine, and it's great. But the ball needs to be involved in their lives as well. So running, yes, definitely, but the player needs to have so a balance between that. I would say will be a key, a balance. But you have a play. The game is faster today. So the number of the games players play, they need to be fit. Otherwise, they're going to be injury.
Yeah.
So that aspect of the game, I think, improve a lot. So myself, I have lots of injuries because I didn't recover well from my knee. So my body wasn't balanced. So nowadays, today, the tools the coaches has, they can know if you sleep well, if you sleep with a watch, right? If how many hours you slept, how is your blood your blood number, how you are at your physical, your muscles are. So they can design the session according to your state. So I think that is fantastic. And the sessions today they are designed with a fitness coach. So the fitness coach, oh coach, you can't do that. Oh, that is too demanding. Oh, that you need to give more to them. So it's some coaches work closely with a physical coach because the players practice with a GPS thing here or here, so they are receiving the information like live on their computers right beside the coach. So and then they stop the practice and do, well, these guys needs to run more. And if you don't,
Yeah.
and then if you don't do it during the session, they kept you when the session done to just do runs with that player to give uh,
To compensate and get you.
absolutely. So it's amazing. It's an amazing world. Like if you have the tools and if you have the human resources to as a coach to work together, it's a fantastic setup. So I believe in both together. Running, yes, absolutely. You need to be fit. You need to be faster, stronger, but you need to have the ball control. The ball needs to be your friend. The ball needs to stay with you, right?
Yeah. In Argentina, we say la pelota al 10, the ball to the number 10, you know, because he's the one that will create the magic.
Yeah.
So how do you see, we talk about your hometown first, the future of Portugal football?
Well, 2016, it was an unbelievable year with our Euro. So we were fortunate to beat France. And Benfica, Sporting, Porto, Braga. Braga just sell a player for Barcelona, Trincão, to play with Messi for 30 million. So I think Portugal is booming of talented players. In all the leagues, all the big teams, you have Portuguese players. Uh, I think nowadays the coaches are way better prepared. The facilities, Benfica, Sporting, Porto, Braga, fantastic facilities, soccer fields, turf, grass, and it's just natural. We play soccer, we just watch football, we just play the game, so it's natural. And then with this worldwide awareness of soccer, a kid with 17 go to Italy to play, go to England to play. It's natural. So you name it, like Bernard Silva in Manchester City. I mentioned Trincão goes to Barcelona. All the Wolverhampton guys, Cedric in Arsenal. You name it, such a talented players. So it's unbelievable. It's great to be part of this generation, to watch them, because
How,
Figo was
how,
great.
how much do you think, although you did have always a good players and produce one of the top um, football players in the world and the history, how much Cristiano Ronaldo changed, especially in this time of social media and whatever, that Portugal is a football nation? How much Cristiano Ronaldo changed for your home nation?
So for me, Ronaldo is a god, right? I love him, and he changed the our shape just because his eagerness, his mentality, his spirit. So if you put me Ronaldo or Messi, like beside two big monsters, right? Messi, top, great player, great, natural, amazing number 10 player, right? Ronaldo, it wasn't like that. So his work ethic, his mentality, want to be the best, work. With 35, he's still fighting with Messi, right?
Okay.
So his mentality just blows my mind. Like I love him. And in the kids, you don't see Ronaldo like in or going to nightclubs. It's a really true example. It's a role model, right? He has a problem a couple of years ago in US with a lady, whatever, but it was just his fame. Because he's so famous and so rich, people try to take advantage of it. But he changed our kids. They want to be like him. So they follow him. They look up to him. So Ronaldo changed our soccer, our football mentality because he's a champ and you always want to be the best and work. Is still there with 35. So it's a great example. We love him in Portugal.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to go to Russia 2018, and I was amazed how half Russia was all about Messi, and the other half was all about Cristiano Ronaldo. Passes, Messi and Ronaldo, well, they don't speak Russian, but they were speaking Russian, selling chips, phones, cars, everything, everywhere. And then people wonder why Argentina, if we qualified almost in the last game, but we did, and we almost went out second. How if Argentina didn't qualify, I couldn't believe it. And you know the amount of people that were supporting Argentina, of course Portugal as well, because of Messi and Ronaldo was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Everywhere, and it's still they show on the news they were out here with Ronaldo and Messi on the outside, and even I know in India, Bangladesh, I have friends. Some went to support Argentina, Brazil, Portugal, and all because of Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and all this generation. And another thing about probably you know more than me about Cristiano Ronaldo, but they show an interview recently. He went when he was in Real Madrid to have dinner. Sergio Ramos went to have dinner with him, and was a piece of chicken like this, salad, and then they ate water, 1 liter water each. They finished dinner and said, Sergio, yeah, vamos a la pileta, let's go to the swimming pool. To recover, he said. We need to do stretching and recovery. And the guy, Sergio Ramos said, this guy is insane. He's like, I went for dinner to chat, whatever, and now we need to do this, and then swimming pool and recovery and stretching and strings and no chocolate, no, chicken, salad, water, green tea, that's it. That stretching, blah, 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 and like you say, you know, he's an example, and also sometimes people think he's arrogant or whatever, cocky. I saw other interviews when he's talking to people, and he's really humble. He's helping a lot of people, communities, kids. So he's a true champion, really. So if you do have that feeling about him, just research, watch video, and you will see how amazing he is. So I'm not saying that just to be nice to Pedro, but I'm just saying an example for kids to look up is how he, when Messi had 4 Ballon d'Or and Cristiano Ronaldo only one, he's like boom, 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 boom. And then both are there, you know, like 1 year Messi, 1 year Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And he saw that mentality from him. So amazing.
Yeah, true.
So kind of to wrap it up, how do you see the future?
Well, after COVID-19, if you asked me that 2 months ago, my answer will be different. Now the future, even I'm positive and I'm optimist. We're going to go through these all together. In the next couple of months will be challenging for our job because we can't coach the kids all together. We need to break these in individual practice, and then we're going to return slowly with small groups and bigger fields because of the social distance. But after all of these goes away, and finally we're going to return to our regular life, which I think everything will be different after this. Even we're going to have our job and we're going to continue to be a coach, but everything will be different. The way we relate with people, the way we go to the street, the way we travel, I think will be different. But that is a different story. As a coach, I think I'm optimist. We're going to be back on the field, and the game will be. Everybody is more aware of these relations between us, and humble, because we look at people sometimes and we don't give value. Oh, that guy is a doctor saving our lives right now, right? Oh, the guy works on the supermarket. Yeah, that guy now is there on the supermarket, open in order we can go there and to buy food. So the guy, it's interesting. So I think should be more fair. The world should be more fair. Even we just talk about Ronaldo, Messi, they make millions. That's fine. They generate millions for them and for the clubs. But I think the other people, they need to make a living as well. So I think we should look after each other more and in a better way, better positive way. Respect, give the value to everybody. As a coach, I'm expected to be on the field soon and do my job. I'm very blessed and fortunate. My club still believe and still giving work to us. Hopefully, he's go away soon in order we can have our life back.
Yeah, definitely. We need to be positive. Slowly, things are getting better, and some countries, other ones, so. But it's like a football game. Sometimes you start losing, but you know the light is there. You need to be positive. Things will change around. I like you say before as well, will be normal, but back to a new normal. And everything, we appreciate it. Like you say, it did hard work, it did hard as well. So we need to really appreciate it. And people maybe complain before going to training, whatever. Now they're like, yes, let's go to football, with Pedro and Juan, and then like passing around and, all those training that couldn't go. Now you should appreciate, everything.
Absolutely. And these resilience will make us stronger.
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to share that we didn't talk about it, or anything that we miss out?
No, just express myself. How grateful I am to meet you. I'm grateful I am for us to have the opportunity to do this. Wishing you and for your career and for your life all the best. For your players in Australia, for everybody in the world, please keep believing. Please, school is first for the kids. Please, let's be together and united in go through this. Soccer or football is a beautiful game. Need good people around this. So the message is being positive, but also being grateful for what we have. And let's work together.
Muito obrigado, Pedro. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for your time. And I'm very sure we see you again somewhere around the world.